I'm Michael O'Leary and I watch All About Sport on Cavan TV. So should you.
To All About Sport on CavanTV.com, coming to you live from our new studio at the Cavan Crystal Hotel, Dublin Road, Cavan Town. All About Sport is Ireland's first live web TV sports programme with nearly 2 million views in 212 countries worldwide. Joining me on tonight's show is Anahid Basmajian, Irish-Armenian blogger and author of the High Heel Runner blog. Anahid is based in London and has flown all the way to me to join me on All About Sport tonight. So you are very welcome to the show, Anahid.
Great crowd, Louise.
I hope you're wearing your high heels, Anahid.
Oh,
I wore mine especially for tonight. I'm just going to let the camera see them.
Absolutely.
Anahid, you've been on the show before, but give us a little update about your blog, High Heel Runner, and about your latest post. It's a brilliant blog. I absolutely love reading it every week.
Oh, good. I'm glad to read it every week. Yeah, it's gone from strength to strength. What started off as a hobby turned into a little bit more. So I've got people asking me for reviews or review products and write about different things. So what's really kind of inspired me is the readership has really grown. And it's not just women, it's men. So it kind of started off as being more about women and writing about what they wanted to know about. But people, asked me to write about different things, not just about sport, but kind of well-being and how people get on with things. So one of the latest posts is about 7 reasons why people are not losing weight, because people sometimes don't understand. So I've gone through a couple of different things. One thing being, people think, it's okay, I'm exercising loads and, I'm doing really, really well, but they're not looking at what they're eating. So, you can run a marathon as much as you want, but if you're going to eat as much cheesecake as there is in the land, nothing's really going to happen there.
Oh, we're all guilty of that. You've got a huge following on Twitter in particular.
Yeah, it's really good. Twitter's really grown as well. I have a couple of thousand followers on there. And again, just write about a mix of different things that's happening. So not just fitness and sport, but fashion and what is happening in London and where I'm going and what I'm eating and high heels, obviously.
We're not actually running in high heels.
Not all the time, but sometimes.
On the dance floor. You obviously really love doing marathons. And tell us a bit more about that passion.
Yeah, so I'm hopefully going to get a place in London Marathon next year. It's obviously coming up in London at the end of this month. I didn't get one this year, so
why is that? It's obviously it's not everybody can get a place. Not everybody, obviously.
Yeah. So what happens is you can enter a ballot where you can try and go into a raffle, if you like, for a place where you then don't have to raise as much money for charity. I didn't get it, so I had applied to run for Macmillan Cancer Support.
Excellent.
And they were just inundated with people who wanted to run with them. So I didn't get a place. So, but I'm still doing half marathons and still in training. So hopefully going to get to do one next year.
Oh wow! Well, we'll be keeping an eye out for that, Anahid.
Yeah.
Recently, you did an interview with America Blog Talk Radio. That's like what an achievement.
Yeah, it
Brilliant.
was really good.
Yeah,
so they contacted me through my blog and website and said, would you come on to our show? I wasn't sure what it was. So it's all about called America Meditating. So it was a meditation show and I thought I'm a bit highly strung for that. Not sure it's for me. But they had really good guests. So they've had like Alanis Morissette and Run DMC and Russell Simmons and loads of people. So I thought, can't say no. So went on and it's on my blog actually, so people can listen to it there. But it's talking about life and people are running through the rat race and on social media and there's loads going on and how can people just kind of take a step back and relax a little bit more. So we talked all about that.
Wow, well this follows on from you made an appearance on Times Square.
Yeah.
You appeared on the NASDAQ building.
Yes.
That's incredible. How did that happen?
It was great. It was really, really good. So yeah, I was on the NASDAQ tower in Times Square. Wasn't quite thinking I was going to be on there, so it was as much a shock to me as anybody else. But I was on Twitter talking to a couple of different people, and they said you should send in your ambition for what you want to do for 2015 to the NASDAQ people. So I did, and thought nothing of it. And a tweet is obviously really short. There's only so many things you can say in a tweet. And next thing you know, my phone was buzzing, and there was a picture of me on the tower that lit up the Times Square building for a day.
And
so
anyone who's familiar with, pictures from Times Square, anyone who's been to New York, it's such a famous street in New York.
Yeah,
it's iconic.
Pretty huge.
Yeah.
What I liked the best was there was a picture of Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett here, and me up here. So that was really exciting.
It was brilliant. We were really excited to see that.
Yeah.
Your new blog post that you're in the process of writing at the minute about social media and how people can compare themselves. That's a huge.
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue.
That
obviously the blog focuses on fitness, but an equal amount of fitness is people compare themselves all the time on Instagram and on social media and Pinterest, and just compare their lives and people's situations, and it's kind of a dangerous obsession that people find themselves in. It's really easy to get depressed by it all. So the blog post is looking at that. It is a phenomenon, and so many people are getting therapy around it and seeing psychologists because they feel that they compare themselves to their friends or family, and it's not really that healthy. So it's looking at that and try and give people tips on how to get out more, essentially, so you're not obsessed with social so much.
Brilliant. For all our viewers watching, have you any tips for them, Anahid? How to get off the couch and get out running and get, I suppose, fit and get exercising?
Yeah, well, I have to say, Cavan is my favourite place to run. I was out running this morning and I love running at home, and I don't think that people fully appreciate what we have here. In London it's smoggy, it's congested, there's lots happening and stop-start with traffic and things like that. But here it's so easy, it's so clear, and recession it's pretty much over, and even if it wasn't, look, you can go out and walk. There's no reason, it doesn't cost anything or anything like that you couldn't be doing it. So I would say to people, just take it in small steps. You're not going to be doing a half marathon by next week, but you could be walking a couple of miles within a few weeks. And it's just about, looking at well-being and trying doing stuff in the morning. I always find if you get it out done in the morning, it's done, it's dusted, and you're not having to come home from work or school or college or anything going, oh, I can't be bothered, So, but set yourself a couple of goals as well, because normally when you have a goal and if you think, right, I want to be able to increase my fitness by, X amount in a couple of weeks, then it gives you something to work towards. So I always find a new outfit or a pair of jeans or something like that is always a good target too. So yeah, recommend
And
that.
I know a lot of our viewers are watching probably thinking, oh, it's easy for her, she's fit and she's an amazing figure. But it wasn't always like that for you.
I hated sport in school. I never wanted to do PE, I didn't want to do anything. And it was really just a vanity thing, really, why I got into it. I wanted to just stay in shape and lose weight and, not have anybody tell me, oh, you need to eat this or try this. I just wanted to eat whatever I wanted to eat. And fitness just, for me as well, with work, it's quite stressful at times, and it's a really good way for me to just kind of declutter my mind and just be happy with what's happening. So I try lots of different things, and that's what I would say to your viewers as well, is not stick to the same thing. If you go walking a couple of times a week, then the next week, go and try some boxing or try some Gaelic football or hurley or something, and team sports are really good as well, it's especially as you get older, it's a good social thing to do.
It sure is. Starting blogs, I mean, the internet is flooded with blogs. Everybody seems to be writing blogs, but obviously to separate the cream from the crop, and you're an amazing writer. You write for the Women's Sports Journal as well. Tell us a bit more insight to that journal.
Yeah, so the Women's Sports Journal is a website that's dedicated to women in Ireland, and it's all about sport. So I think they should have Louise O'Reilly, Cavan TV on there too. It would
Ready
be fantastic.
waiting.
No, it's a really good website, and they look at, obviously Katie Taylor and the success of, the women's rugby and everything like that. So I write about similar stuff that I write on my blog, but I write for them. And I think for anybody starting a blog, just write about what you're passionate about, but look and see what else is in the market and what makes yours a little bit different. So that's what will keep the interest going, and listen to your readers. No use you just writing about all the stuff that you want to write about if nobody wants to read about it. So put up a couple of polls, they're always free. WordPress is a really good free site for you to set up. Start from there. And yeah, just try and keep the momentum going, mix up some videos, some pictures, top tips. Everybody always loves, tell me 7 things, 10 things I can do to do whatever. And that always works really well.
Oh, it sounds great. I suppose you're living in London and you are mixing and rubbing shoulders with many celebs over there. Anahid, you work in marketing. Tell us about one of the events you're going to next to her, because I'm really excited about this event. So if she gets any spare tickets, I know I'm on that list.
Yeah.
I'd love to go.
Yeah.
Just giving away my guilty TV secrets. But anyway.
No, it's really exciting. Yeah, I'm very lucky. I get to go to lots of different events, and one coming up next week is all about stepping up to cancer, and it's a charity event, but a celebrity charity event. So we'll be rubbing shoulders with all the cast from The Only Way is Essex and Made in Chelsea, and a couple of 90s celebs, you know, and a mix in between. So yeah, that should be fun next week. So I doubt I'll be getting packed too much, to be honest, but it's always nice to be mixing in and seeing what's what.
Oh, that sounds excellent. I suppose, Anahid, on a final note, what's happening next for you going forward? What can we expect to hear about Anahid Basmajian?
Yeah, I think next thing is people ask me a lot about personal branding as well. So I work with a lot of CEOs and heads of businesses who are trying to kind of carve out a niche and reputation for themselves. And I worked in a big kind of organization. We were launching a big campaign, and it kind of set off one of the authors on a really big stream of publicity. So I'll be looking at that and giving my readers some tips to build their own brand and their own websites, and you know, be known for certain things. So that'll be the next diversification for me.
That was brilliant. Well, Anahid Basmajian, I don't think this is the last we're going to hear about you, but thank you very much for joining me on All About Sport. Thank you very much to my wonderful guest, Anahid Basmajian, and you can check out her blog, The High Heel Runner. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short ad break, and I'll be right back.
Cavan Crystal Hotel provides 4-star accommodation on the edge of Cavan Town. Located conveniently on the Dublin Road, just 60 minutes away from Dublin. With 85 beautifully appointed bedrooms and a number of luxurious suites. We offer wedding packages. With our 1 wedding a day policy, we guarantee to make yours a special day. Enjoy a meal at our award-winning Opus One restaurant, or have a drink in the atrium or residence bars. Feeling energetic? You can work out in Zest Health and Fitness Club, or maybe pamper yourself and visit Utopia Health and Beauty Clinic, or Avita's Hair Salon, both located on site. Situated only 5 minutes from Cavan Town Centre and local amenities. Cavan Crystal Hotel, gateway to Ireland's Lakelands.
Good Friday. I'd like to thank Anahid Basmajian for taking the time to come into the studios here at the Cavan Crystal Hotel on her return from London. Well, here we are in the studio, and again I am joined by Rory and Damien, our very well informed traders from Boyle Sports, and these guys really have all the tips. So they've been on a roll so far, so make sure to stay tuned and hear what they have to say about some of the upcoming tips for tonight. Well, you're very welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks very much, Louise.
How's the week been?
Yeah, good. A lot of money last weekend made, so.
Boyle Sports happy, or was your pocket sad?
We had a good result in the entry grand national, so.
One of the biggest weekends for betting.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I think everyone, even their granny, bets for
the Masters as well too.
Yeah.
I think it was a decent enough result. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
McIlroy beat too.
McIlroy was beaten, and once the Americans win, it's normally a good result. So.
Great, so you were pretty much on the money, which was great. So we're going to kickstart tonight with the darts and the Premier League darts. So Rory, this is your baby, your forte.
Yeah, first game on Thursday night sees David Chisholm take on Phil the Power Taylor. Chizzy's priced up at 7-4, Taylor even money, and the draw is 4-1, Damien.
Be all in the 7-4 Chizzy.
They met earlier on in the league stages, and Chizzy won 7-4 that night.
Would you go 7-4 again?
7-4. If you want to go again, it's 13-2, so might be worth it.
Definitely fancy Peter Taylor.
Yeah.
He's in great form. He won twice last week as well.
Yeah. He was on fire last week. He won his first match, and then he bet Wade 7-1 in the last match that night as well.
Exactly.
Now the second match of the night sees Stephen Bunting take on Adrian Lewis. Lewis bet Wade last week. Lewis seems to be getting his form back again. 9-10 looks a good enough price as well.
I still can't have him. He's still too unpredictable for me. I'd leave that alone from a betting point of view, unless you can convince me otherwise.
Well, I've convinced you the last 2 weeks, so.
Yeah, I just don't trust him with my money.
What you're willing to take Bunting back Bunting at 2-1?
No, well, if you have to back and chasing it, I think I'll run with my money then.
Right, well that's fair enough. Bunting bet Lewis 7-3 earlier on this year. Now he's a 16-1 shot to repeat that again, which is highly unlikely. He actually had a good chance of getting a draw last week against Vanguard when he was 5-4 up. But MVG got the last 3 legs and bet him 7-5.
Yeah, he just kicked up another gear, didn't he?
Yeah, Vanguard always has that in his locker. So, third match sees James Wade take on Gary Anderson. Wade is on a downward slope over the last couple of weeks. 4-6, possibly a bit short for Anderson.
Still fancy Anderson, wouldn't you? Like?
If I was to have a bet in this match, I'd probably back Anderson to have the most 180s in this match.
Yeah, probably.
Anderson's very good with the 180s, so.
Be a 7-3, 7-4 job this too, will it?
Yeah. Anderson won 7-4. That he bet Wade 7-4 earlier on in the league. Now for that to happen again is a 13-2 shot, which looks to be value. Like it's.
Yeah.
If you don't want to play the short odds on Anderson, like you could do it back to correct score 7-4, 13-2.
Yeah.
Now, the next match sees Barney take on MVG Michael Van Gerwen. Barney's priced up at 4-1. Van Gerwen is a 40-85 shot. And the draw is 9-2. Barney, another great performance from Barney last week. 4-1. The bookies are very...
Yeah, well, you can't go too big a price about MVG because he could blow someone away in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Barney would be able to cope with him at all.
I think actually if the slower game might suit Barney. If Barney can get Van Gerwen to play at his speed and dictate the pace of the game, he has a chance of slowing up Van Gerwen. Like Van Gerwen loves quick games that are finished in 10, 15 minutes. But if Barney will know what to do to slow down Van Gerwen.
Yeah, we love the experience.
And if he can do that, he has a good chance.
No,
still Van Gerwen possibly is the bet, and again, like in the Anderson, if you don't want to play the short odds at 40-85, Van Gerwen to win 7-2 is a 7-1 shot, which is
I wouldn't put you off that.
Yeah. So that brings us on to the last game. Stephen Bunting plays Phil Taylor. Bunting will have played earlier on in the night, so this game might be an advantage for him. If he beats Lewis, he'll obviously have good confidence going into the game against Taylor. Now, Taylor is a 4-6 shot in this, Bunting 14-5, and the draw is 4-1. Earlier on in the league, Taylor blew Bunting a party bet him 7-1. For this to happen again is an 11-1 shot.
I think that's about right. I wouldn't be backing it to happening again.
Yeah.
Like arguably, Chizzy could beat Taylor in the first game, and Taylor not want to lose 2 in the one night. So. Yeah. I know the 4-6 is a bit short, but probably not in Phil Taylor.
Yeah, well, Taylor was beaten again last week.
Oh, he's just what?
He was actually last week was one of his worst ever performances in the league.
Yeah, well, actually,
he's
50 odd now. Like he can't go on at the top level forever. Like, there's going to be a cooling off period with him at some stage. Like
it looks to be happening sooner.
Just think there's a lot better players down than there ever was for him to compete with. Like the standard of darts over the last couple of years has increased dramatically, so it has.
Right, guys, so that's the darts debate finished.
For the week.
Put the bed, yeah.
You just love darts. Okay, so that's bringing us on to the hurling. So take us through that, Damien.
Yeah, we have the semi-finals of the hurling Division 1 now. We had the football semi-finals last weekend. There was actually a poor attendance in Croke Park. Don't know if you've seen it. There was a lot of empty seats.
Why was that?
Don't know, the G were very disappointing in it now. It was a double header in Croke Park. We're saying maybe
you had 2 of the biggest counties in the 3. You could nearly say 3 of the biggest.
You would have said Dublin would have had a good support with them, and Monaghan would have had a good support with them. But
the fact that the games are televised it's having an effect on the attendances.
I think they'll probably be better off playing in a neutral venue, like, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, for Monaghan travelling to Croke Park. But you would have thought they would have
It
had a good...
looks aesthetically better as well, you know, see a small, full stadium.
Yeah,
rather
and the
than
atmosphere is an awful lot better as well in them grounds. Like there's no reason why the Donegal Cork game possibly could have been in Breffni.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Good for the local economy.
But
exactly.
going back to the game, the Monaghan game, actually, it was unlucky for Monaghan.
They had 2 chances at the end to get a draw and to win it. They just, I don't know, they had all their chances. Like,
Conor McManus is...
he's a superstar. Like, he's an
only
absolute
better.
superstar.
He's going to get 2. Like.
Dublin beat them by 11 points the week before, and to make up that ground in Dublin in Croke Park, too, nearly beat them. It's frightening for us to have to play them in the championship.
I know, isn't it? And especially, I suppose, in Croke Park as well, you'd think that they would, you know, it's always a tricky one, isn't it, for any team going playing in Croke Park.
Especially against the Dubs,
Especially against Dubs on home ground. So take us through the games for this week, Damien.
We were saying there about the neutral venues. This actually isn't a neutral venue. It's down in Nolan Park in Kilkenny, these 2 semi-finals. We take the money we won on the Cork footballers last week, and we reinvest it with the Cork hurlers at 8-13. They're playing Dublin. Dublin's 13-8 and the draw is 9-1. Now these are 2 teams who, on their day they can beat anyone, but on the same day someone else could beat them too. Like, they're both very inconsistent teams.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put people off Dublin at 13-8, but I'd fancy Cork now at 8-13.
Yeah, Conall Keeney got his ban overturned, so he'll be back for the Dubs. Like, that's a big name.
Oh, that's a big name for them. Yeah, he's one of their top men.
Without them, Cork probably wouldn't be an 8-13 shot.
Oh,
no, 1-2 or 1-2 shorter.
Yeah, so we fancy Cork in the first. In the second game, the 4 o'clock game's Tipperary-Waterford. Tipperary's 4-9, Waterford 11-5, and a draw 10-1. One of Tip's best players, Noel McGrath, was announced this morning. He's testicular cancer.
I know, I heard that in the
so
radio.
he's going for an operation Friday morning now. Hopefully all goes well for him. He's been an all-star in 2009, I think 2011 as well. Like, he's one of their top players.
Won an All-Ireland as well, did he? An underage. At underage as well. So
he's all the medals, like, you know.
That's such a loss for them, but we wish him the best of luck anyway and hope he makes a speedy recovery.
Oh, exactly. But I think he's a big loss to the team, but it'll probably galvanise the team. They'll want to win it for him, like, you know.
Sport the Tip lads on.
Like,
absolutely.
Their 4-9 is very short, but it probably is a good 4-9. Like, you know, I can't see Waterford having the firepower to live with Tipperary.
No, Waterford haven't been overly impressive in the last couple of years in the hurling.
They're not really a top tier team anymore.
I think I'd put my money in Tipperary as well.
Yeah. We'll go for Tipperary, Cork, Dublin. We'll make the money in the GA for the weekend.
Exactly.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
That's the hurling. Right, so not too much happening there. The Snooker World Championships is on again. So this time last year we were lucky enough we had Steve Davis, Jimmy White and
Ken
Doherty here in Cavan. So we're lucky enough to have them on the show. But yeah, it's going to be, I always enjoyed the Snooker World Championships. Keeps me up very late, but it's worth it.
Yeah, we all grew up watching them. Like,
it's brilliant.
Watching Stephen Hendry and Steve Davis and
some of them legends.
John Parrott.
Year after year. But we have as you said, Louise, it's starting on Saturday. It's held every year in the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. We have prices for the outright market there. They'll be coming up now any minute. Ronnie O'Sullivan is the favourite at 9-4. Judd Trump, second favourite. Neil Robertson, Mark Selby, Sean Murphy, Ding Jung Wee, all down along there. Now, Selby won it last year. He bet the Rocket 18-14 in the final.
It was a great final, wasn't it?
Yeah,
one of the best in the last few years.
Yeah,
like.
definitely.
That was definitely a late nighter, wasn't it?
To get Selby, or to get the Rocket beaten as well, that's a massive achievement for Selby. Now, Ronnie's going for his 6th World Championship this year. He's won 3 from the last 7 years. He won it in 2012 and 2013, so he'll be looking to add this one.
I think it was 2012 or 2013. One of them years was the only thing he played that year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2013. That was the only competition that he played in that year, and he won
like, he's a country mile talent-wise ahead of any of these guys.
Yeah, like left hand, right hand, it's not an issue with him. Like,
it's just all about his attitude, you know. If he wants to turn up and play well, he turn up and play well. Like, you know.
Judd Trump bet him earlier on in the Grand Prix in Wales there early last month. So Trump could be worth a squeak too. Now, Boyle Sports are giving money back on selected markets if Trump wins the championship. So mightn't be worth.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Personally, I fancy Neil Robertson. He won it in 2010, if I'm not if I'm right.
I think you're right, yeah, 2010.
Yeah, 2010. So I fancy him again this year.
All right, okay.
Yeah, the Aussie.
I'll stick with Ronnie.
You stick with the Rocket.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You're not giving Selby a look in there at all?
No,
Although he won it last year, he's choked an awful lot over the years.
Yeah.
He's just very unreliable.
There's an outsider, is Sean Murphy. He won he beat Robertson in the final of the Masters earlier on this year.
I'd say about Sean Murphy there. He's guaranteed to get at least the semi-final. He's a very steady player. He won't get caught cold by a shock result like any race.
Great. Okay, so that's your.
That's a snooker done for.
Yeah. So you're going for Ronnie, and you're putting your money on
Neil Robertson.
Neil Robertson.
The
Okay.
The Wizard of Oz.
Brew over that one. And that brings us to the rugby next.
Yeah,
Leinster
are playing in the semi-final of the European Champions Cup on
formal Heineken
Saturday,
Cup,
formerly known as the Heineken Cup.
And what's it called now?
European Champions Cup.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's all got to do with advertising and stuff like that. They're not allowed to promote drinking
and sport.
Yeah.
Because drinking needs promoting, doesn't it?
But anyways, we've prices there for Leinster coming up as well. Leinster are 7-2 shot, Toulon 1-5, and the draw is 25-1. The handicap betting is Leinster plus 10 to 11, Toulon minus 10 at 10 to 11, and the draw at 20-1. Now Toulon are going for their third Heineken.
For three in a row,
in a row.
European Cup.
They have the cream of the world rugby playing for them. They've Bastereau and Mitchell, the French lads, Lee Halfpenny, Welsh, Brian Habana, Juan Smith, both South African, Armitage, and various. Our captain Matt.
They're just hoovering up all the talent, same as in soccer, like Chelsea, Man City.
The French.
They're the rugby equivalent of this,
Yeah, they're themselves at Claremont and even Johnny Sexton's team Metro.
Yeah, when it comes to rugby, that's where all the money is in France, and that's where everyone wants to go and play.
Yeah, they are, because we have so many of the Irish guys have, I suppose, kind of left and are over there now at the minute.
Even O'Gara's coaching over there now.
Yeah, he's coaching at Metro as well. The IRFU have an awful job keeping their players. They're going over their budgets just to try and keep the likes of Jamie Heaslip and even Tommy Bowen, players like that. But
I've seen the lost Johnny Sexton a couple of years ago. I think he's coming back next year.
Back this summer.
Right, okay, yeah.
Is his money mad?
Yeah, exactly. Time to come back.
So I can't see Leinster winning it.
They're going to need all them 10 points in the spread, aren't they?
They struggle to beat Bath in the quarterfinals. They only bet them 18-15.
Do you think Brian O'Driscoll's a loss to Leinster?
Oh, massive.
Massive.
He lost in the dressing room, just for his experience. His 1 year with everyone too.
They have great players like Heaslip and Luke Fitzgerald, Ian Madigan, but still
Luke Fitzgerald's back with a bang now after his injuries,
Yeah, hopefully.
Calvin Physio looking after him. Enda King was his.
Very good.
He credits him for bringing him back to health.
Excellent, brilliant. That's all happening in Cavan, really. And that brings us on to the Premier League soccer.
Yeah, with 3 o'clock matches. Crystal Palace are the team of the form team at the minute. Rory, they're home to West Brom, who's the unformed team at the minute.
Definitely. West Brom have been beaten. Have lost twice at home.
They were leading against Leicester as well.
Yeah, Leicester are just their fight in that team is incredible. So it is.
Yeah, Crystal Palace can do no wrong. You fancy them at home now against
20-21 against West Brom is a great price.
Against West Brom, I think so. Yeah, we'll nail that one in for a start. There's your first start for the weekend, Louise. Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
You sure?
Without a doubt.
Right, then we move on to Everton and Burnley. Everton 7-10, Burnley 9-2, draw 29-10. I wouldn't be too keen on Everton here.
Yeah, if 7-10, you can't really. Although the home form, we've spoken this before. The home form of Goodison will see them over the line against Burnley.
Burnley are dogged enough, yeah.
Burnley, if the game had been if Burnley had been at home, you probably would have given Burnley a chance. But the fact that it's a Goodison, you can't really see them.
I think Lukaku's still out too, or is he back with his injury? He's going to be a big difference up front for them.
Yeah, there's a big difference between Lukaku and Aruna Kone now. So
massive difference. I'd fancy a draw here now. I think Everton might struggle to score, and I think Burnley probably won't. I think a 0-0 will be a shout there.
I'm going to take the Toffees.
You take the Toffs. Leicester Swansea. Leicester, as you said earlier on, can do nothing wrong. Swansea have lost Gomez now this week too, so that's
where their goal's going to come from.
After losing Boney in the transfer window and now losing Gomez too,
Where's Gomez gone?
He's injured.
Oh, he's injured.
Yeah,
he's going to be a big loss for them.
6-5, Leicester. Would that be bad for you?
No, I can't have Leicester in this.
Draw? 12-5?
No, I'm going to go
You're
with
going to go with the Swans away win,
Swansea
yeah?
plus a goal, 8-13.
Yeah, there's going to be goals in that. This will be something like 3-2 or 4-2 or something like that, because both teams are able to score.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of the games Leicester lost throughout the season, they've been in them. Like they've lost them maybe 2-1, 3-2. Like they haven't really got hammered too much all this season. Like,
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, it's right. Like, but
I might stay in the fence here and go for a draw again.
right. Well, I'm gonna go for Swansea.
You go for the
plus a
Swans,
goal,
yeah.
so.
Right, brilliant. And then we're going to wrap it up then with the FA Cup soccer. I think that brings to an end then.
Yeah, we've one big match left in the Premiership Saturday night, Chelsea and Man United.
Yeah.
This is Chelsea are top of the league. Looks like they're going to win the league
Champions
now.
elect.
Champions elect, yeah. United, unbelievable form lately.
Oh, without a doubt.
Beating
Kept up
teams
again
left, right and
last
centre.
weekend. They beat City and
They're
the
coming
duly
back.
obliged.
Coming back, yeah. Chelsea are 11-10, United are 14-5 and a draw 5-2. Chelsea probably do enough to get a draw here, 5-2.
Yeah, there won't be.
They're
there
missing
won't be a lot
Costa,
of
they're
goals
missing
in this
Remy.
game.
Drogba doesn't look like himself at all. Like.
No. Like United's defence has improved remarkably over the last month, and Chelsea just don't really concede goals at home.
I think Mourinho will look for a
it
draw
could
in
be a
this game.
drab affair, so it could. But I'd fancy United.
You fancy United? Coming from a Liverpool supporter, that's a
Oh
big thing.
my
Well,
that
it
is
is,
huge.
but I'm not here. I'm giving my opinion.
You could be trying to jinx us, could you?
No. I'm just giving my opinion of.
Right,
I've seen
I'll
them beat-
You're
follow.
leaving your preferences aside.
I've seen them
for
beat
this.
Spurs, Liverpool, and City last weekend, and
Beat Phil in there as well. Like,
like Van Gaal's tactics against them three teams have been.
spot on.
You can't fault him. Like
Yeah,
he's not even playing.
He can work a good team out. Like
He's not even playing Van Persie, Falcao,
Di
or Di
Maria.
Maria. Three of the top earners in England, and they're still beating these teams.
Mightn't just be in England next year now. Them three guys. Do you want to finish up with the FA Cup now?
Yeah, the FA Cup. This crazy time, and they've the FA Cup starting at 5 o'clock, when most people are going to be watching the Chelsea United match on Saturday evening.
Exactly. I don't
But
know.
this is a
So it'll be televised FA Cup,
FA Cup. I think that game.
It'll be on ITV, the FA Cup.
and then the
Yeah,
right,
it'll
and then the
Premiership will be
Premier
on
League's
Sky.
Yeah,
Ah, right.
yeah.
Okay, so a little
It'll
bit
be on
of
different channels, like so.
have been busy.
Arsenal.
between the two.
This game looks to be over before it even starts. doesn't it?
Arsenal Reading will be a non-event. Yeah. Arsenal will coast easy 2-3-0 winners here. They're 1-4-2, probably too short. I can't see Reading living with them for too long.
No, the only
Reading
thing you
played a
could say
weak
is-
team there last weekend to save all the players for this.
Yeah. So it still mightn't be enough.
Arsenal's
so.
in good form. They're beating good teams in the Premiership. Like.
Yeah, and they can break down a team. We've spoken of this before as well. Like they can break down a team. Like they've that many different options in it, and yeah, I'd fancy Arsenal.
Right, so Arsenal to win the first semi-final. Who's going to win the second semi-final? Liverpool, Aston Villa.
Well, it's going to be a very
You have
poignant.
to say Liverpool, don't you?
Yeah, it's going to be
I
a
know.
poignant atmosphere. So it'll be the weekend of the 26th anniversary of Hillsborough. So
That's right.
Villa are flying
They're
at
the form
the minute.
team. They're scoring goals to beat the band, which they couldn't do all season. Like you know.
And Stephen Gerrard's gone now.
He'll be
Is he still going to be in for that game?
he's back from suspension now for this game this weekend. So
Oh, right, okay.
The dream is to get him to
Can't.
the cup final here, to win this, to get him into the final, which will be his last game for Liverpool. Like.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
fingers crossed. But our Liverpool are a 4-7 shot. Our Aston Villa 11-2 and 16-5 to draw Damien.
And this could go to extra time.
Yeah, definitely. As we said, like we've spoken about Villa, that they're one of the form teams in the league at the minute. You know, Benteke's scoring goals for fun. My bet in this is Liverpool to win an extra time.
Yeah,
9-1.
I wouldn't disagree with you then. Villa need to stay up first and foremost before they can.
Yeah,
That'll be their priority. So yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah,
yeah.
Liverpool in extra time.
Liverpool to win an extra time. So
Brilliant.
that's the
Guys.
prediction. So it's Cork
Excellent.
and Hurling,
Cork and the Hurling.
Tipperary.
We're going to go for United as well in the soccer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Crystal Palace too. Stick with the foreign team.
And the darts, Chizzy.
Chizzy, 7-4 to beat Phil Taylor.
Chizzy to beat.
Right, I'm just like making notes there.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, guys.
And Toulon
Who
to
else?
cover the handicap and rugby.
Oh, right, yeah, of course, not forgetting the rugby. Excellent. Thanks a million. That was brilliant. So a huge thank you to our traders, Rory and Damien from Boyle Sports. So that's it from All About Sport for this week. I will be back again at the same time next Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. If you'd like your sport featured on the show, simply contact drumlinmedia@gmail.com. Tweet me at Cavan TV Sport, or you can Facebook me at Louise O'Reilly. So it's goodbye from me.
Cavan Crystal Hotel provides 4-star accommodation on the edge of Cavan Town. Located conveniently